Hey, did you see the Deathcore Krieg pre-order box?
Yeah, I did, and honestly it's a bit disappointing.
Oh boy, here we go.
Nah, I'm not going to do a big angry rant video because there's enough of them out there.
But you switched to gameplay footage.
I know that, but that's only because this video will be a long one. And anyway, though the models are nice, the box itself is a real shame. I mean, 11 Rough Riders with one of the riders being a named character, 5 infantry models and 1 artillery battery is really lame, mate. And I am aware that this box was shown off at a Warhammer reveal event, but even so, looking at it now from a non-hyped up point of view, it is awful. And the reason this box flew under the radar was because during the reveal, they showed off the command squad, more artillery, and a heavy weapons team, or teams I should say, sorry. And I'll tell you what this feels like. It feels like a morning after where you sober up and you begin to realise that during your night out you made loads of mistakes, but at the time, when you were drunk, you felt wonderful. This is what the Deathcore Krieg box is to me. It's a painful realisation after a night out.
I don't think that analogy works.
My apologies if my analogies don't make any sense, especially as it's nearly 3 in the morning. Another thing that annoys me about this box is that it's one of those FOMO boxes where people will buy it because it's a new, shiny, exclusive card box. And what will happen is that it will be scalped and people will obviously miss out. Also, because this box has got the new codex in it, it means the rules on the app will be locked until you are able to buy that codex, which could be some time. Also, what annoys me about the codexes now is that, because how often the points and rules change, having a codex is pointless because all you need is the code, and oftentimes people discard them, unless you like the lore inside. However, I think that GW would be better selling the codes for cheap, and the codex can be this huge lore book of that specific faction, which would give people reason to keep their codexes. Oh, my apologies for going off track, but like I said, it's nearly 3 in the morning. Also, I realise that some folks will get this box for free because GW tend to give some influencers a free Warhammer box that they build and paint to show off the models, which creates even more hype for the new product. However, this sometimes leads to some anger towards the poor folks that got the box for free when GW run out of product. Now, it's not their fault for Games Workshop being inept. These people didn't do anything wrong, so don't be daft and harass someone that was given a box for free.
Have you got a box then?
No, obviously not. I just think that being angry at people on social media is a waste of time, and even though this video is me whinging about Games Workshop, which is yet another drop in the ocean called YouTube, I'm not particularly angry. I'm just fed up is all. And I do have some sympathies for people who get this box because they have to show off this box in a positive light, and in my opinion, this box should have been criticised day one, but sadly we were all too distracted by the new shiny Krieg models, and that's how they got away with it. The price of this box will be far too much for what you're getting, and honestly it's not fair, nor is it even viable for the long term. It just feels like some Games Workshop higher-up thinks we're all gullible, and that we won't just stop buying models from them because they're pricing people out of the hobby, which just leads this IP into ruination, because once the money dries up, that's it. It's gone. It's always better to get more people in rather than price people out. More people means more money. I mean, it's so simple that even a tired idiot like me can see it. Also, if the rules are terrible for the Imperial Guard, then that's just insult to injury, because as AdMech players learnt the hard way, a bad codex can completely ruin your army. Another example of a bad codex is Death Guard during 9th edition, because Inferno Jealousy made Death Guard completely unusable, and once again the car of conversation drives off the road and into a ditch, so I've got to keep this together.
Now, you are probably wondering if I have some suggestions or ways to fix this, and I admire your optimism, but this was just for me to get this off my chest. I'm not highly regarded as someone with sage advice, for I just scream at the top of my lungs, much to the annoyance of most people I meet. But I do suggest that you 3D print your own models or find someone that 3D prints. Find recasters. eBay sellers sometimes have a good deal, but that's a bit of a lucky dip if I'm being honest. Go support your local friendly gaming stores. Charity shops sometimes have good stuff in them. Second-hand shops, car boot sales, garage sales, just anything other than buying directly from GW because they will take advantage. And I am aware that I am a hypocrite because I use Warhammer models for my meme dubs, but here's the thing. I love Warhammer, it's fantastic. I like the community when it doesn't tear each other apart. I like the artists, the authors and the designers that make the setting unique. I even like the people that work in the Games Workshop stores, that work behind the counter. The folk that work within the community are great, but what really annoys me is that all this good work is undone by some moron in a boardroom a million miles away with a bunch of faceless, talentless shareholders that do not understand why people like this hobby. They just see us as pound signs that can be exploited. They don't realise that this hobby is more than that. It's inspired loads of people. I mean, thanks to Battle Reports, there's now a huge competitive scene that, though I tend to take the piss out of it, it's undeniably impressive. You've got lore YouTubers that show off the huge, insane scale of Warhammer 40k. You've got people who review the models that are always really well done. You've got theory channels, you've got talented artists and authors. You've got people who teach folks how to paint and play. You've got builders and kit bashers to show their weird and wonderful creations. You've got charities like Calm, who use Warhammer to help spread mental health awareness. And you've got friendly local gaming stores that allow people to play games in a nice and safe environment. And you know what's great? Is that I could name so many channels that have helped make Warhammer a household name. I could name friendly local gaming stores that have helped folks get out their shell. But you don't want to sit here and listen to me ramble through names, so instead, just have a look for yourself and realise that Games Workshop doesn't make up the community. They are just an obstacle that you can ignore, and that's the way you should view them. Also, I'm going to go to bed, but one more thing before I go. The Das Scrapyard Orc giveaway raffle is still open. Go to my affiliate link in the comments/YouTube community post to grab some dice to enter right now!